Hey, what's up everyone? So I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick video. There's a product I just bought. Actually, there's a few products here that I actually just got. One actually being this GX TV back here. Picked that up at it was a warehouse sale that Imran was having, and speakers weren't working. Real easy, guys. If you get one of these and the speakers aren't working, usually what it is these doors, they swing back and forth. So let me see here. So they swing back and forth like this, and it closes, and what happens is the actual speaker wire just gets bent and it ends up breaking, and it just creates a short. And all you have to do is just open these guys up. There's like little screws back behind these holes. Just open it up, cut some new speaker cable through there, and it pretty much fixes the problem. So the other thing that I went and I tried is I had these guns in storage, and I went and got them out of storage, and the ones that I had didn't work. So I went ahead and found some on eBay, and they were like in the box and everything. So there's the box. I found a couple of them, and I was basically just playing Time Crisis and stuff with them. So if you look, they have like GunCon here, and then I can't remember if these are the ones where they switch to the Sega Saturn as well. I can't remember if these are the ones. I think they might be, but these are for the PlayStation, and it's for the PlayStation, the very first PlayStation. So you can see have Time Crisis here and the little PS1. Right, so pick these up using this TV, because of course you need a CRT in order to do the light guns. But picked a couple of these up, and I think they were like $20 something for two of them. So that was kind of cool. But the thing that I actually picked up even more recently is this here. Let me see. So you can see this. So I picked this up, and basically it's the Retron 77, and it's a 2600, but it's basically with HDMI, and it's just kind of a more modern way to play it without having to use all the old connectors or whatever to use the 2600, or without having to mod a 2600 in order to get it to play on a more modern TV. So I wanted to try this out because this is actually the only system that I don't have hooked up, just because it's a little bit more complicated in order to hook it up because of the connector. So I wanted to open this up and try it and see if it's actually any good, and just kind of see what's in it. So let's take a look here. So the first thing you get here is actually a wired controller. And here, let me take this off, this cardboard. Alright, so cardboard is off, and it's a wired 2600 controller. The thing that's kind of cool though is it actually has two buttons, whereas the old one only had one button, and it actually feels better than the original 2600, because the 2600 kind of had this very, I don't know, it's like kind of mushy. It has a little bit of that mushiness to it, but it feels actually pretty good. My favorite thing about the 2600 was like pushing on this little stuff, and then my little tops always were missing, so it only had the little plastic white piece underneath, because the little things would pop off. But yeah, and it looks like the cord's actually really long, because the cords on the 2600 weren't very long. And it's actually using the little 9-pin connector, which is the original connector that was on the 2600. And a little fun fact, but you can take a Sega Genesis controller and you can plug that into your 2600, and you can play with your Sega Genesis controllers on there. It's kind of cool. Alright, so let's take this next piece out. Let's see, let's move this over to the side. Just taking it outside of the cardboard. And let's see, let's take a look at this. Wow, so it's got a little bit of weight. Wow, it's like kind of thick. So look, it has like a save state load, so you can save your games, which I don't know why you would do that on a 2600. There's the switch, the little toggle switch, kind of similar to the original 2600. Skill level, right, for those buttons, and then of course your 9 pins there. And then the top, I don't know, it's kind of a neat little system. Let's see what else we got. On the back we have a micro for power. Oh, it has like a memory. Huh. Can you, like, what is that for? Can you load ROMs on there? Oh, that's odd. Has this thing been opened before? It's a 128 megabyte memory card, which actually isn't that much, but it almost looks like it's like the generic micro SD that it like somebody wiped it off. I wonder if somebody like loaded ROMs on this thing. So anyways, it says, does it say Fry? Is that what it says? Can't read it. And it says 4.3 and then color, right? Because the games used to be in black and white or color. Which is kind of neat. Yeah, it looks like something like is on it. Weird. Like it's dirty? Like it's almost like it's been used before. I don't know. I guess we'll plug it up and see if it works. I thought it was new. Maybe somebody took it and then returned it back and then forgot to take their memory card out. So if it works, that might be a bonus. So now I'm just kind of opening up the rest of the little peripherals. Oh, it actually comes with an HDMI cable. That's kind of rare. Let's see what it comes with. So it comes with the little USB connector. It actually comes with the brick, which is kind of cool. This hasn't been opened, so actually comes with the brick, which is kind of nice, and the USB connector. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it on there, but you see like how it has like almost like a smudge marks right there. You can see smudge marks, like somebody opened it or got something on it. Alright, so it also comes with the HDMI cable, which is cool. I have a ton of those, I don't need those. But let's get this thing plugged in, and let's get this thing turned on. So real quick, this is not an HDMI television, right? So it's kind of going backwards here. What I do have is I have this, which is kind of funny that we're going from an older format to a modern format back to like an older format. But I have this HDMI to audio video converter. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug this into the HDMI, and it's gonna convert it back to composite video. So let me go ahead and get some of this hooked up. But yeah, it's kind of funny going backwards, forwards. The guy did say that it takes a bit to boot up. That it has to load its BIOS. So let's plug the HDMI in. Alright, so it should be good to go. Okay, so I had to go get a little battery pack for the actual HDMI converter. So now, as you can see, we have some kind of bars there on the screen, right? So that's how you can tell it's on. So I grabbed some 2600 cartridges. Alright, here's 2600 cartridges. And I thought it was only fitting that we use the very first game I ever owned. And I still own it. So a lot of people, they sell their games or they get rid of them. But I still actually own mine, so that's kind of cool. My mom just never let us trade games or give games away or anything like that. So actually we ended up keeping all of our games. So I'm just gonna plug this up. Man, that's a tight fit. It's kind of snug. Okay, so let's turn this on. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it has a nice little Hyperkin light, and it has like something going on. don't know what that is. That's weird. So let's product uses freely distributed software. Cool. Baby. Huh. Interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and hit reset. I wonder what mode does. Can maybe hold it? Mode is probably for the thing. Okay, so anyways, I'm gonna take the very first game I ever owned, and it's Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. I guess I was a Star Wars fan, even like you can see the label here. But this was the very, very first game I ever owned. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put that in there. I'm assuming you put it with the label facing towards you, even though, well, I don't know, because the way you used to do it on the 2600. No, let me see. Yeah, you face it towards you, but actually on the 2600 back in the old school days, you'd face it away from you. So let's see, let's turn it on, let's see what happens. Oh wow. And those speakers are super loud. Okay, so let's see, what do we gotta do? Do we have to hit left difficulty A, B? So we gotta figure out what we need to do here. Let's see, mode, load, reset. Oh, there it goes. Hey, it looks like it's working. Let's see if I remember. So, oh shoot. Let's see. Oh my gosh. So then you used to be able to hit that little dot that's blinking. Oh yeah, and then you would oh shoot. My gosh. I'm trying to see. So you would recharge your shields. You want to hit that little flashy dot underneath. Oh, there we go. That's the way we used to do it. I remember now. There we go. So basically, you're just trying to keep the. I thought this would. I thought that would recharge your shields. Maybe not. Oh, not good. So you want to keep them coming from your home base. Right, so the way I remember is I used to, like, golly, it's like super hard, but I used to land and that would give them, oh man, terrible. I don't know why this is so hard. It's like almost I would plug in the old 2600 and see how it compares. So if you hit that little blinking dot, it's like a, oh my gosh. Okay. We're definitely going to lose here. Oh yeah. See, so if you hit the little blinking dot, it automatically kind of like destroys him. It's kind of cool. See, just like that. And, oh, whoops, got a little too close. So then I always use this to kind of line up. Ooh, they died. But it's an easy way to keep from like drifting is by landing here and then starting off here. There we go. And then as you start killing more of them, you can hear they start, golly, that's terrible. They start going a lot faster. So you got them again. Oh man, that sucked. Got him. So it's just basically that. It's just rinse and repeat of that. They like really start hurting your thumb. Oh man, this is terrible. I just don't think I've played this game in a while. Got him. So that's pretty much. Oh yeah. So this is kind of cool. So you get this mode, and you can't be destroyed, which is kind of cool. Which is kind of neat. I don't remember why you become that, or why that's a thing, but alright, down to 2. Oh yeah, we've gotten this far. Of course, I used to play this when I was a kid. But they're like really starting to move now. That's pretty much it. This thing seems like it works really well. Which is kind of nice. Ooh. Oh well. Last life. Doing well, but now it looks like it kind of slowed down a little bit. Oh, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, so that is the Retron 77. And just a side note, it only does come with one controller, so I went ahead and picked up the second controller. Same thing, it's wired, not wireless. And the system is, I think it was like $69.99. Yeah, so the system is $69.99. But Game Over for International Video Games Day was having a 20% off sale, so I decided to go ahead and give it a shot, and ended up getting everything at a fairly decent price, considering that now I can play 2600. It looks the best I've ever seen it, other than it being emulated on like a RetroPie or something like that. But it looks great, easy way to hook it up, and it looks like it works. And it also has that memory card slot, which I did not know it had that. So I'm just kind of curious if you can just load the whole library of Atari 2600 ROMs on it and just play it that way. But yep, so that's the Retron 77. Definitely look out for it. It's kind of cool if you're into 2600 games. Alright, I will check you later. Have fun, play some more games. Alright, talk to you later, bye.